veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend.
All right, awesome. We are live, and I am excited. I have Nicholas Prentiss here from Breadlace, and I think this is important because this is a great opportunity to see entrepreneurship, to see a success story, to inspire, and to really let everyone really see if you're persistent, you apply yourself, you and focus, you can get things to come through. So I want Nick, if you could just introduce yourself. We were talking a little bit. If you could just bring back some of that energy before we got started, I'd appreciate it, and let everybody know what you've been doing.
And most definitely. My name is Nicholas Prentiss. I'm an entrepreneurship major at the University of Arkansas, and I'm the founder of Bread LLC. But as you can see in my name tag, my socials are Breadlace, and the website is lacebread.com. So, we'll get into why it's named Lace, later on in the interview.
Okay, that's good. So what is Breadlace? I've looked at it, I've seen it. I like looking at the videos with the shoes sliding on and off and the feet. I mean, really, tell us what it is and what made you think of this.
It all starts with the name. Bread, as a broke college student, that's what I needed, was some bread. No, I just thought, I thought the name was catchy. I went through a very short period of time actually coming up with the name itself. Bread kind of came to me pretty quickly. And when it comes with any, entrepreneurial venture, the name and all that nitpicky stuff, it can wait. But you want to actually start taking action as soon as possible. So as soon as I, thought of the name Bread, I was like, all right, cool, we're going with it. Let's make it happen. Some people even say to not think of a name and logo until the end of when you're done with your business plan and all that. But, it is what it is. So, Breadlaces are essentially elastic shoelaces made from an AC poly material and some rubber to allow you to slide in and out your shoes. And with the Breadlace design and the length of the actual lace, it's really meant for mids and highs as opposed to lows. And essentially, this is a mid shoe, and you can tell because it comes up like this. And popular shoes such as the Nike Blazer, the Chuck Taylors with Converse, and the Vans Skate Highs. Those are the three that, Breadlaces are very much applicable to, because if anyone owns those pair of shoes, they know that they take some time to put on. They really do. And, I'm all about, working proficiently and quickly, and the inception of Breadlace came from that desire to put my shoes on quicker.
So why doesn't it work with the smaller shoes? The what is it? The low tops? It's only high tops.
So with any shoe company, when you're designing a shoe, when you have to start thinking about the lace, they're all going to be different lengths. The laces that came with those Nike Blazers, they're about 54 inches. What you get on a normal low shoe is going to be about 48 inches. Highs will run you about, I say about 63. So it really depends on the shoe. But in terms of focusing on what shoe needed fixing per se, it was the types of shoes that had 54-inch laces. So, when it came to designing the actual lace, it's going along with the 80-20 rule. I had to create a lace that could fit the majority of shoes, not all of them. And of course, Breadlaces, they're an actual lace. So regardless, if you wanted to put them in your lows, you could, but just know that there would be a little bit of extra lace there, and essentially, me personally, when it comes to lows, I just slide them on with the traditional laces that they come with, because it can happen. Like with these, it physically, not that I've seen, you cannot physically put those on while they're already laced up and tightened and just slide them on. It's almost not possible. So that's really where my motivation came from, most definitely.
Yeah, that's it. And you're quoting the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. I like that.
Yes.
So does it does it do something to the shoes? Because if you've got the high tops, if you buy, so those are Nikes, they already come with laces. Do they change the way the shoes look, or does it do something to the sneakers?
I will say, Breadlaces, we sell right now white laces and black laces on lacespray.com. But, the Nike Blazer, it already comes with white laces, and when it came to designing the logo and, where it says bread right there, I thought of the Nike Blazer in general, what would look best on this shoe. And of course, the laces will work on other shoes as well. But I did take into account, you don't want to change the actual, let's say, artistic quality of the shoe that it already had. If anything, you're just trying to add to it, So I definitely took that in mind in terms of the color choices and the logo placement, and whether or not, it all came down to whether or not to even have this logo on both sides, in which I do not have it on the other side, because with any type of change you're going to try to create, there's going to be a form of not knowing, or what's a good way to put it? A people, they'll see the product and they'll be hesitant, to purchase something like that because of the exact same question that you asked. What if the actual shoe changes, this, that, and the third? So, I try to really, when it came to construction, the actual lace, I try to make it, of course, look like shoelaces, but also give people, an option, maybe not to have, the bread logo on the front. But, definitely, as I was saying before, when it came to designing, I definitely was trying to keep in mind not to take away the artistic quality of the actual shoe that people apply it on, because, this is a new product, and, people are still trying to, feel it out and all that. We're still trying to build the brand to have its own personality. Like if you were to think of companies such as Supreme, they're all about showing the logo everywhere, Louis Vuitton, all that. It's in a way an honor to be wearing those products, you know what I'm saying? But, with the new inception of Breadlace, people don't view it as that yet. But as time goes on and people realize that these laces are life-saving, life-changing, I should say, and really do, it can be life-saving. They really do save you time. That is a fact. Soon the credibility of the company and that will start to increase. Yes.
So that's, you mentioned saving time. These are laces, and this is something I would have never. I think this is ingenious. It's something you see every day, but you don't think about, and it's improving it.
Yes.
Now, have you patented these laces, or are these special? I mean, is this something unique, or is this just wide open? Are you the first person to do this?
I definitely, during the planning process, the very early moments, of course, when I thought of the idea, I immediately went to Google and said, elastic shoelaces, are they created? Yes or no? And of course, they are. There's multiple companies that sell them. So in terms of legality, Bread, the company, is an LLC. But in terms of making a patent on it, that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be interesting, since a lot of other, companies sell a similar product, not the same, but a similar product. So that's definitely something I'll be looking to, in the future when I see, maybe some issues come up for that. But for now, I'm just trying to sell elastic shoelaces and save people time.
Okay. Is this so do you plan on expanding into other products or other types of laces?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna focus on just this particular type of lace?
So it was interesting. We were speaking of that 80-20 rule. In the exception of Breadlace, I was thinking of, should I have multiple colors? Should I have multiple sizes? And I really had to come to myself, do some split testing, in which that came through, my first website. I released black laces and white laces, and as time prevails, 80-20 rule kicked in, and 80% of my sales, came from the white laces. So when I ended up moving my product to Amazon, I just moved the white laces over. But in terms of long-term thought, of course, I'm getting plenty of requests of people asking for more colors, and soon that will come. When I feel like the time is ready. But I always thought about different colors and sizes, or even taking it backwards and creating a whole shoe brand in itself, which would be interesting. Never in 1,000 years would I thought I'd be saying that, but if the company, let's say, credibility and popularity of it, skyrockets, then I don't see why, that would be an issue. But I'm taking it how the market gives it to me, because, I only have so much funds to make investments on. Right now I'm essentially using 100% of my profits to recycle it and get another, bulk order, what that is. But it's only time will tell. I definitely have thought about that, whether it's designing a new shoe, expanding colors, like I said, sizes, only time will tell. I can't disclose anything just yet.
This is good, Nick. I had to kind of circle back, because I keep forgetting you're a college student. Yes. So when you mentioned that, I figured, because you're talking like a seasoned business person, and so I guess I want to change it. I guess switch gears to that point, because most of the people who follow me are my students. So current students, former students. And so my question is, you're still in school.
Yes.
Did you, and you're an entrepreneurship major.
Yes.
Did you put together a business plan? What did you learn in school help you to put this together, to do this?
Most definitely. All right. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Yeah. So you're asking essentially how it all came to be. Yes.
Yeah.
How school has impacted me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I say it'll probably start around junior year of college, my third year. I took my first entrepreneurship class. it takes a little bit in this curriculum. But I took my first entrepreneurship class, and we were essentially tasked with, creating a business, all hypothetically, the numbers are, guessed, and we're not actually creating it. But for that week, I thought of idea of creating a copper iPhone case, because copper has antimicrobial kind of behaviors, properties, you could say, in which I believe it's 15 minutes, all the bacteria in it would be killed. So, I kind of went through with that idea. A lot of people, teachers, I should say, and with the entrepreneurship development program on campus, they thought it was a pretty good idea. But, I kind of came to myself, was like, I guess I could make this happen, but, I don't even know where to start. And I didn't start with that. I kind of just pocketed that and, tossed it to the side. I was like, this is, I'm an entrepreneurship major, but I don't even know where to get started. And I have a bad tendency to not ask for help, so I didn't. So I kind of, as the time went on, I should say months, really, because it was months in between, it hit that point over the summer. Guess I'll get into that. Over the summer, where I was in my apartment alone. There's normally 4 of us, but they were all gone for the summer. Everybody went back to their respective hometown, to go see their family or whatever. But I stayed up here because that's just what I wanted to do. So I essentially started a self-improvement journey, per se. Over the summer, because I kind of had that come of Jesus moment where I'm essentially sitting there the summer of my 3rd year, about to go into my 4th year, my last year, and I'm thinking I really have nothing to, I could say, prove from my degree. A lot of people, let's say they're going to be a finance major. They're already thinking, okay, I'm gonna go, join this corporation and work my way up the ranks. And as an entrepreneurship major, that doesn't sound enticing to me. We create our own ranks. And so this summer I'm working on my self-improvement journey. I have my schedule right here. Essentially starts from 6:30, ends at 10:30. Very strict timelines with that. And the Christmas right before that, my aunt had actually gotten me these pair of blazers, and I'd wear them because I really enjoyed the shoe. I like the shoe a lot. And one of these days, I think it was time to go to the gym, and I was trying to put these things on, and I was just struggling. The time, I'm going by the minute with this schedule, and I really followed it to a T. And I think I was about to be like a minute late or whatever. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, why is it taking this long to put on this shoe? I said, if it was elastic, the thought came to my head, if it was elastic, I'd be able to just slide this thing on and keep going. So, as an entrepreneurship major who is on his self-improvement and is broke, I essentially had to find a way to change the position that I was in, per se. But really just like, during that period of time, of course, I was reading a lot of books, on entrepreneurship and essentially just money in general. And a lot of people are saying to take the most risk while you're young. So I'm taking that principle. I'm taking the point where I'm alone in my apartment. I have this issue, and I take it to the point where I'm an entrepreneurship major, and I want to create something. So it's a simple equation. You multiply it, and you get Breadlace. So I did. Yeah, I wish.
Well, it was that schedule. So you put yourself on that schedule. You solved that problem too. So that okay.
Most definitely. And of course, I did a little research on elastic laces. They have been created, but with any business, you have the product and service, and you have the brand itself. So we're essentially offering a similar, I will not say the same, a similar product of what other companies are selling. But, there, regardless of the company, even my company, is going to be holes in it. And the hole that I saw that these companies, had were through their social media component in terms of advertising. There's a company I won't name, but they've been on Shark Tank for their elastic shoelaces. And, I took a look at them and it's two older people and essentially, them, regardless if it's them or any other company, they don't really understand how to capitalize on the component of social media. So, when it came into making the business plan, since you were asking, I sat down that same day and started, and I spent the next 2 months typing up this business plan, in which I gave myself a deadline for, because those are very important. Give myself a deadline on this business plan, ended up typing about 75 pages, and immediately got started because I knew I had no distractions around me, and essentially, and I had a promising idea on my hands, most definitely. What a lot of people don't realize is issues that you go through. Me with this, there's millions of people that go through the same issue. Not to say that you're not special, but you're not very special. So of course, I did research through social media to see for the people at the same issue with blazers. Boom, off the first search, I saw hundreds of videos posted talking about people can't style their blazers. I said, okay, so this is a hole in the market. It's essentially a honeypot, to be honest. It's a hole in the market. There's plenty of companies that sell it, but there's plenty, even more people that don't even know about it. You have to realize that. There's plenty of people that sell it, but there's even more people that don't realize about it. Why don't they know about it? Okay, there must be an issue with their advertising and marketing. Okay, well, comes the next step, actually making it happen. It's action. It's all action. I tumbled many times doing it, but it's just, you got to get back up and keep going. As cliche as that sounds, that's essentially what it is. I could have done, I say one of my biggest regrets is spending so much time doing the business plan instead of, immediately contacting suppliers. But because this is why. After about 20 pages in, I was like, okay, this is probably the furthest I've ever been in creating a real business. I said, I don't know if this is going to work. I could just stop here and be like, and just carry that experience that I had from simply writing those pages with me, or I could continue on with this and try to make it happen. Because I knew, if you're starting a business, you're putting in 12, 14-hour plus days into creating it. And of course, I told you about my schedule and I'm following it. It's going to throw me off of that. So it's either I'm fully into this company or I'm essentially just going to continue on the life that I had, graduate and get my corporate, whatever. But see, yeah, I end up going through with it, obviously. And, there was plenty of blunders that I had taken, going with it, whether it was paying $100 for a sample of a shoelace through a supplier. You got to think, I don't have a car, so I wasn't really working at this time. I kind of just was going off of money that I'd saved. I would take the bus over to my plasma donation center and donate plasma, stick a needle in your arm and donate plasma just to pay for a sample to come in. So you got to realize that there was a form of passion that came with this. It wasn't. You
really gave blood. You gave blood, sweat, and tears. You gave blood for this.
Yes, I did. I really did, because all that it came down to is this is what I wanted to do. When people say you can do whatever you want to do, that is 100% true. You can do whatever you want to do, and this is what I wanted to do. So I did it. I didn't use a single excuse in the book when it came to creating it, because there are none. There really are none. So whatever. Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop it there for
No, but that's good. So you said you saw the holes, you saw the marketing. So I got the question, where did that foot? Because every time when I go on the social media, I see that foot and the shoe and the did you come up with that right away, or did it take some time to come with the foot?
Yeah, awesome.
And the shoe?
If anybody wondering, he's talking about this video right here. Oh, you can't see it. Whatever. You go on Breadlace on TikTok and you'll see it. You go on Breadlace on TikTok.
That one on the
Okay, so where did that start? Where did I get the idea to do something like that? Or yeah, okay. I social media. It's gonna make sense in a little bit. My social media posting on their journey, regards to personal pages, started in 2019. I came up with an account called PauseBot. So essentially, back in 2019, there was a trend going on the internet, or really on TikTok, where a video will play. Essentially, maybe they're talking about something, and then an image will flash on the screen. It's pretty hard to describe. The image will flash on the screen, and essentially the video, they're building up anticipation for the image that's about to show on the screen. So let's say back in 2016, they're videotaping right now. Back in 2016, an embarrassing photo circling around the internet. Here it is. And then the image of their, photo would flash on the screen for a split second. So essentially it was an interesting marketing scheme, because to build a positive video on that makes you tap on the screen multiple times, makes you rewatch the video multiple times. It was essentially a trend to make you maybe force like the video or watch the video multiple times, so the algorithm will see that many people engage with this video. So essentially I saved, once again, I guess you could say I saved people time. I would pause the video, sometimes save it. I ain't gonna lie. Pause the video, sometimes save it. I take that screen capture the image, and I'll simply duet their video and show them what picture they're missing out on, whether it's the embarrassing picture or whatever. I show it to them, and people are like, "Thank you for just showing us and not just teasing us with it. It came flashing on the screen like they did." So I ended up, I had about 400,000 followers with that, just doing that. So I realized that there is with any business, I can say there's a market for convenience. If you can provide convenience to somebody, whether that's Amazon with 2-day shipping or a convenience store, that's what people are searching for. I gave them convenience, for free. I wasn't selling anything, and it profited with, I had some sponsorships, and plenty of followers, this, that, and the third. I channel those followers to other platforms, that is, but within each and so that account. But it was all right. It was all right. Similar with that, with Breadlace, there was other people making videos like that. But once again, I saw what they were lacking in, and I fixed it. There's multiple car brands for a reason. There's multiple people that sell shoes for a reason. They find what the other company's lacking in, and they fix it. That's essentially what it is. It's all competition. So I feel like I'm getting off topic. The video of me sliding it in. So when it came back with Breadlace, I knew that I was going to be marketing primarily on social media, really TikTok, because I had that previous experience. So, I kind of just thought of why I buy my products, what entices me to buy a product. And it's really people that get straightforward to the point and show you, this is what I'm selling, and this is what it does, and here it is. I had multiple. I probably filmed couple hundred videos of different facets to, the actual Breadlace. But, when it came to posting it, another thing of that 80-20, and essentially, letting the market kind of tell you what they want. That video ended up, going pretty popular, pretty viral. And people thought, it was just a crazy wow factor of being able to slide on this shoe that's impossible to slide on. People wondering how I did it and everything. And I knew with TikTok and social media as a whole, and we want the content quickly. They're not on TikTok to watch a 10-minute video of somebody explaining something. They're not on Instagram to watch a 5 minute whatever. They want the information as soon as possible. That's just how it is. So, I'm posting 6-second videos showing you how it works and showing you where to get it, because that's what it all comes down to. If you want it, get it. If you don't, so be it. So in terms of that short video, let me just slide it on. It came from, just the market deciding and just a little bit of previous knowledge as I was describing.
So it sounds like everything came together. You put in the hard work.
Yes.
You're in school. You put 3 years in. You took the time out in the summer. You got the idea. Well, to improve yourself, you got the idea. You said, look, let me put to you. So you use what you learned, entrepreneurship, I'm sure, to put together that business plan, 75 pages. I know my students before I came here, I was in Intro to Business, and their business plan is not 75 pages. So I'm gonna make sure to tell them about that 75 pages. So you put that in, and then you just got to work.
So
you
it's
did the
still
research.
over 100. Yeah.
Oh, it's over 100.
Definitely.
Yeah, see, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
right
See,
now,
so,
sometimes I go back to it.
See, so you got over 100 pages. So you really thought this through. You did the research. You saw the holes. You started doing the action. You got it together. So my next question is, what would you say to my students who maybe have, so what I hear, quite a bit is I'm nervous about getting started, or, not sure about it. What would you tell them? What words of wisdom would you give to them?
Most definitely. I'll tackle it from a couple aspects, with the mental component, the financial component, and maybe psychological. So from the mental component, little nerds get started with the business. I mean, that's interesting because, with my business, as Mfon probably knows now, I don't show my face in it in terms of advertising and marketing and all that. And my name is not direct. It's tied to it legally through the LLC, but if you go on any of my pages, my website, anything, you won't see my name. That is, I'm modeling my own products. That's just how it is. I guess you could also be nervous about, whether or not it's a good idea. I mean, when you're developing a business plan, one of the main components is to figure out if there even is a market for the product that you're trying to sell. And even if there's not, if it's a great product, maybe a new invention that doesn't even have a market yet, if you're on a college campus, there's plenty of people to ask, plenty of people to show, of all ages, that is. For me, I had that social proof through seeing other people post about it on social media, saying that they had a similar issue. And even though that was just a couple hundred, you got to think about the amount of people that don't post on it. Maybe there's 200 people that posted on TikTok, but there's 200,000 people having that similar issue. And even with that, I'm sure there's some people that even know elastic laces existed, and you kind of just have to plant that seed in their head that you have this issue. Nerves, any, I don't want to be too blunt, but any emotion really that you have is irrelevant in terms of, actions. Numbers are emotionless, but actions just need to be taken to even prove that these emotions are valid.
Mm-hmm.
From a financial standpoint, maybe he's thinking I don't have enough money to start a business. Jesus, that was me. There's ways around it for sure. I probably, off the jump, there's initial investments of getting samples, starting a website, buying your domain, maybe legalizing it. None of it is per se expensive. You'll be able to get a brand going for less than $300. But either you want it or you don't. As I said, I donated plasma just to get some money.
You put your blood into this.
There was a giant needle that went in me, and I squeezed, and then they paid me, and then I used that to buy plenty of my things because I loved what I did. Right before this, I actually did track and field at this school. D1 track and field, and I did that for about 3 years and got out while I could. And I kind of just carried over that drive, it's just, all this really starts years before you're in college. I was the kid, rake leaves, mow lawns, and ice off driveways with my boys, back when we were 10 years old, 12 years old, 14. That's just how it was, But if there's a will, there's a way. You should know this. So if you really want to get started with it, student, if you're watching this, if you really get started with it, within yourself that you can either make it happen or you can't. It's pretty black and white. You're going to make it happen or you're not. I took that chance. I took that risk. I started it. Yes, I guess you could say there was an element of luck in it, but also, if somebody prepares for a track meet competition and they beat you, I would consider them lucky. They prepared for it. But financially, if you don't have it, find a job on campus. You could donate plasma, DoorDash. I didn't have a car, and I still found a way. I took the bus. I still take the bus. I took the bus, an hour-long bus, just to get over to the donation center. I had to take 2 buses. Take 2 buses back. I had to block out a whole day, 6 hours, just to go make $20 off of donating plasma. So, there's, if Jesus, I don't know. If you want it to happen, it will happen. It's essentially what it comes down to.
See, that's good. So one other thing. So I want to be respectful of your time. How much did your business plan help you in putting it together?
Yeah. Let me lean back for this one. That's the risk that any business owner takes in creating a business plan. You're essentially guessing, okay, these are the people that are going to be buying the product. This is my target market. This is how much I'm going to be spending, but you never really know. So, shoot, in terms of what I've actually carried over, probably my logo, the fact that I was going to legalize it. My target market is completely different. I told myself I was going to be targeting people like me, athletes on campus, trying to sell the decathletes or whatever. That just it essentially didn't happen. If you look back at my business plan now, you'll be like, this isn't what's actually happening. And that's just what it is. But what a business plan does, I will say, it plants a seed into your mind saying, okay, this is the supply chain. What am I going to have to do to be able to materials that I need for my product to me or to whatever fulfillment center you're going to have it. It makes you think about the nitty gritty about business, and I created, the finance, supply chain section, marketing, logo, this, that, and the third. It makes you, even though I was an entrepreneurship major, there were some aspects of it that I didn't know I was going to, have to deal with, contacting a supplier that doesn't speak your language, and shipping times, and it does get pretty pricey, at times. But as I've said, I reinvest 100% of my profits at the moment, mainly because I am in school, but it's just what it takes. You're gonna have to reinvest it because if you're trying to get rich quick, I will tell you that this isn't that. You can go to crypto for that, but yeah, just a passion for it, you'll make it happen.
But the business plan helped, so it seemed like it didn't carry over, but it helped you think it through.
Yeah. Of course, like I said, it made me break down every section of it. And I will recommend, for any students creating a business plan, your very first one should be 100 pages because you're just guessing the entirety of the time. It's all just a bunch of guessing. And plus, it's you. If you're creating your own person, you'll be the only person that reads it. So then you ain't got to worry about making sure it's perfect or anything, and I'm sure just investing that sweat equity. That's what I feel like why I still do it now. I invested so much sweat equity, so much time typing, thinking, reading, watching, and making it happen that it was I fret over I just had to write a 2-page paper for my studies class, and I was complaining about that. But when it came to the business it I'm just typing. It just came, everything just comes to you. But yeah, of course, in terms of the business plan, for the next business, I couldn't imagine it being over 30 pages. This came because I had to do all that guessing. If somebody's giving you all the answers, you have if they take all the hurdles away, you have no way of learning. I was watching a video on TikTok. I'm kind of addicted. I'm not gonna lie. Watching it was essentially a mature horse teaching their child that there was an electric fence in front of them. It was pushing it, very lightly into the fence so that that's there. And it's essentially the same thing. You're going to have to trip to learn. Don't expect to be perfect at it, at the start. So when it comes to writing a business plan, just get everything out there. See which sections you're going to need and say what you need to say on it. If you don't know what to say, do research. The internet is amazing. It has everything you'll ever need to start any type of business. So the resources. This is, a lot of students talk about, when am I going to use this in the real world or whatever? This is your time to use these real world qualities, especially when it comes to constructing a business plan. Like I said, if you're creating on your own, it won't be graded. This is your time to really delve into each component of it so that, when you do start, it'll be seamless. It won't always be seamless, but it'll be a little more seamless if you didn't create one. It's essentially related to a student. It's essentially if you study for a test or not. Yeah, there's a chance you don't study, you do well. There's a greater chance, if you study, that you will do well. And that's what the business plan basically is. It's you studying, but in a whole different way. It's in an adult way, and the launch is the test. Pass the test, you're going to fail the test. So That's my analogy, but
That's
better
going to be a snippet on that. That was a good one, Nick. That's going to be a snippet on TikTok.
Awesome.
That
Awesome.
was a good one. I like that. I like
Awesome.
that line. That line. So let me ask you this, so I be respectful of your time. If somebody wants to get some of your laces, where do they go? What do they do? What
Awesome. So we do offer them on Amazon. Actually, this week we're #1 in new releases in the shoe.
Hey, congratulations!
So you essentially just search bread elastic shoelaces. It should pop up on Amazon. I've heard sometimes it doesn't. If it does not, this is my @ right here, @Breadlace on Instagram and TikTok. Go there. There's a link in each of those bios to go to Amazon. If all those fails, maybe you're overseas, go to lacebread.com, LACEBREAD.com, and that will have the black pair as well. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. This has been great. I really appreciate it. And this is words of wisdom, and really, really inspirational.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.